time for Bahamian Footprints, where we spotlight Bahamians who are making a global impact. Today, we're thrilled to talk with a rising star in the American film industry whose face is turning heads on camera and on the runway. From his humble beginnings in the Bahamas to gracing major sets and campaigns, Brandon Huyler's journey is nothing short of inspiring. Thank you for joining us via Zoom, Brandon, and welcome to What's Trending.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It was great to have you here with us. So, Brandon, take us back to the beginning. Where did your love for acting and modeling first spark?
So I guess I would say this all sparked back in 2012. For anybody that remembers, I was the BTC Star Maker Junior winner for season 3. And after I won that year, I was the face of BTC. And during that year, I did different commercials. I was on print ads. I did a lot of photo shoots. And I guess this is where everything sparked for me in terms of acting and modeling. You know, I took it from there. I went to college. And when I came overseas, a lot of brands reached out. And a few of them I've stuck with since then, and I've just been doing it ever since.
So what was that turning point that made you say, I'm really gonna seriously pursue this abroad?
So I graduated high school and I was doing art. I went to COB for a year and I was an art major. And during that time, I kind of realized that art no longer felt fun to me. It now felt like a job. There was a lot of like rules and regulations I didn't necessarily want to follow. And so it was no longer fun. And as that year, being BTC Star Maker, being in front of the camera, you know, it didn't feel like work. It didn't feel like I had to show up and do a job. It was more fun. And so when I went to college, I realized that I kind of wanted to get a degree within my field, and that's exactly what I did. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Communications and Media, and throughout my entire time in college, I did interviews, but I did it from behind the camera, and so I did a few things in front, but that journey really made me realize that this is where the passion lies. You know, this is where I have a good time. This is what I wake up and I want to do day to day.
That sounds good. So you've made strides in both acting and modeling. How do you balance the two worlds, and do you find one more challenging than the other?
For me, I would say modeling is the more challenging part, simply because, you know, like you have to keep a certain stature while you're on the runway. For me, I more so enjoy print over runway, but the acting is more fun because you're in an environment where you get to play with it. You know, you have people that you're working with, you have a script that you can pretty much do anything with, as long as you've already given the director what it is that they want. They give you free range to just play with however you want to do certain things. You bring characters to life, and it makes you understand just how much creativity you have within this field. You know, doing that for me is a lot more, I guess, interesting and a lot more fulfilling than being on a runway. Not to say that I don't enjoy being on a runway, because I definitely do, but of course, I mean, I have my favorite.
It's different enjoyments, I get it. So you've worked in the American film industry. What's something surprising that you've learned about the business now that you're on the inside?
I would say the most surprising thing for me is that, I guess, understanding that it's really not as easy as a lot of people may think that it is. You know, we use social media and people think that, oh, you know, you show up, you say some words, you go home. If anybody that's watched Drake and Josh, they get it. But it's a lot more intricate, it's a lot more complicated, you know, and especially for somebody like me who has an accent, you know, people see me and they think exotic sometimes when they hear the accent, and you would think that, oh, you know, this may push you even further, but sometimes it kind of holds you back, because a lot of things in the industry isn't really catered to somebody who has a different accent. Like, even for somebody like me, I have to kind of learn how to use the American accent, turn it on, turn it off, which specific accents I can and cannot use at certain times. And the interesting thing is that even though that is the case, you come across a lot of people that tell you, hey, just keep the accent. It's great, it's cool, it's fun. It makes you stand out. But at the same time, it kind of pushes you back, because a lot of things that are shooting isn't necessarily geared toward the accent.
It sounds like a lot to balance, but as a proud Bahamian, how do you carry your culture with you in such a competitive space like Hollywood?
So everywhere I go, everybody knows I'm Bahamian. Like when I pull up in my car, I have the little Bahamian boxing gloves hanging on my car. And the accent is the first thing that you hear. And for me, I try to use it as often as possible, and I try to be as raw, because I want people to understand, especially people from home, kids, teenagers, even adults, that somebody who's from home is trying to do this thing that nobody thinks is possible from where we are. You know, we don't see people that sound like us, or people who are from home and they're trying to do this thing in this big industry that they don't have a visual to, or they don't have a face to lay eyes on and say, you know what, this person is from home. They dealt with what it means to be Bahamian growing up, going through the system and doing the school thing and hearing your parents tell you, oh, you know, be a doctor, be a teacher, be a policeman, a lawyer, et cetera, et cetera. And for me, I just want people to look at me and be like, okay, you know, he's doing the thing, like he's putting on for his country, and I enjoy doing it, you know, like there's struggles, there's hard days, there's hard weeks, but I enjoy letting people know that, you know, I'm from the Bahamas. I talk about it as much as I can, and every post that you see me make on socials, whether I post a trailer, I post a little clip or whatever, most of my handles, pretty much all of my handles have my flag in my bio.
So repping the 242. So what's next for you? Are there any upcoming projects we should keep an eye out for?
So I do have, well, I have a project currently on Amazon Prime. It's called Nobody's Coming to Save You. It's a thriller that I shot last year. I have a independent series that's on YouTube currently. It's called Blurred Ties. If y'all want to go and check it out, y'all can do that. Y'all can just go to the page. It's Blurred Ties series on YouTube. I have a movie that I'm in on Tubi as well. It's called Slide, S-L-I-D-E. As well as I have a few projects coming out later this year. One is called it's called Fair Lake Lanier. If anybody knows the origin of Lake Lanier in Georgia, it's a pretty big thing. It's somewhat of a horror film. But I've been working on a few things this entire year, really, that I'm actually looking forward to.
Well, that definitely sounds good, Brandon. I wish you all the best, both in acting and modeling. And listen, we here from the 242 are cheering you on all the way, and we're looking forward to see what's coming up next. I like the Lake Lanier one. That's a very interesting one, so we definitely see what you do with what you have to work with.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Well, stay tuned. There is more What's Trending coming your way right after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.